For now, Yashwant Sinha, also a non-possibility, throwing his hat in the ring for the presidentship of the BJP. He might, in all probability, be contesting against Nitin Gadkari. He has asked for the nomination papers. Clearly, the Advani camp hitting back. The BJP veteran putting his foot down on Gadkari. Sources have confirmed to our channel that there is, in fact, a clear and present bid to create pressure to give up backing Gadkari. Sources have confirmed to our channel that Yashwant Sinha is now part of that larger plan which has been put forth by the entire camp within the BJP supporting LK Advani. Now, stalwart LK Advani is fighting the RSS over who controls the BJP is what we are getting to know. And the possible nomination papers being asked by Yashwant Sinha could be a move in the same direction. Our managing editor is on the phone line with us, giving us perspective on this breaking news. Rahul, at this juncture, it seems the larger message going out is a direct message to the RSS by this one particular camp which is supporting LK Advani within the BJP.
Preeti, we've been speaking to very senior sources in the RSS, in the BJP, on both sides of the divide. And here's what we are making of the story as it stands right now. Mr. LK Advani has decided to take one last stand. He has drawn the battle line. He insists that the RSS cannot dictate to the BJP what the BJP's line should be. He, amongst those handful of leaders who worked really hard over several years to build the BJP as an independent political formation, as an adjunct to the RSS, but never really bowing before the RSS, especially when Vajpayee was there. He now, as part of this larger strategy, which involves Yashwant Sinha, Jaswant Singh, Shatrughan Sinha, have decided that the RSS must be combated head-on. It is because of that strategy that Yashwant Sinha has now asked for nomination papers. He wanted to fight earlier. Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani wanted to make a mock contest, but that wasn't allowed because he didn't fit the technical criteria. Now, Yashwant Sinha doing this. This is a very, very exciting electoral campaign that will now unfold because we'll have two sides of this divide. On the one side, you'll have the RSS, especially the Mohan Bhagwat camp, which wants Nitin Gadkari to go through. Gadkari is part of their larger design as he comes from Nagpur, but there is also a deep divide in the RSS. The RSS is not just about what Mohan Bhagwat is saying. There are others in the RSS who still, even at this late stage, believe that Nitin Gadkari is bad news. He should not be given a second term. The question really is about whether there will be a contest or not. The Gadkari camp is convinced that they are through. They believe that the raids by the Income Tax Department at the offices of Purti were just an attempt to try and destabilize this entire election which had been finalized. Gadkari thought his name was through, his speeches were being prepared, he was readying for a second term. Suddenly the Congress got the Income Tax Department to orchestrate this raid today, which is of course very significant in terms of its political timing. So the ball currently, as one very senior person in the RSS told me, the ball currently is in the air. No one knows which way it will fall, whether it will cross the boundary or not. But there is a clear divide, a fight between the Advani camp and the RSS over who controls the BJP. And more importantly, all the BJP leaders, each one has a very strong view. They're very cagey, very guarded at this time because they don't want to become collateral damage. They realize that the RSS has the numbers. If there is a contest, Advani ji is a spent force, that's the way they perceive it, and that he won't be able to win the election, the RSS will go through. But Advani, despite knowing that he might not win this election, wants to make a point, wants the RSS to know they can't dictate to the BJP, and therefore we're seeing developments unfold with the frenzy that they are.
You know, Rahul, one quick question there. Could we read this as the beginning of a shift in dynamics between the RSS and the BJP?
Ever since Vajpayee ji ran the NDA, the one thing that the RSS was very cut up about was that they had made Vajpayee so much larger than life that he became his own man. He wouldn't listen to the RSS in terms of what they wanted, whom they wanted, the policies they wanted to follow. The one thing the RSS would like to do in a future 2014 dispensation, if the BJP comes back to power, is to control the levers of power, be behind the scenes, play the sort of role that Ted Jantas plays in the BJP scheme of affairs, ensure that they are constantly guiding and directing the BJP. That's the role they wish to play. Therefore, Gadkari is being given a second term in power as part of a larger understanding with Narendra Modi, with Jaitley. That was the equation so far. So it's not as if the RSS has changed its mind. The RSS still wants, especially the Mohan Bhagwat camp in the RSS, wants Nitin Gadkari to go through. One senior RSS leader whom I spoke to said the RSS is like an elephant. they don't react to one IT raid that takes place. Television channels get excited, he said. The RSS is an elephant. Once it moves in one direction, it's very difficult for the elephant to change his course. That's what the RSS leader told me. Now, there's a battle also within the RSS. So who wins? As I said, the ball is up in the air. We don't know which part of the boundary it will fall in.
Rahul, the way the national politics is playing out at this juncture, we've seen how easy it was for Rahul Gandhi with the party behind him in the coronation of the prince. Clearly, somewhere down the line, BJP has always refused to capitalize on a situation. They could have gone the whole hog here.
Well, it's a tricky situation because Nitin Gadkari is the blue-eyed boy of the Brahmin core group in Nagpur that runs the RSS headquarters. He was part of their strategy, and suddenly these charges were leveled against...
Rahul, I'm going to ask you to hold on to that thought because we are getting a reaction from LK Advani. Well, it seems that this is the man behind this latest maneuver. Let's listen in.
अध्यक्ष पद की रेस में कुछ कहेंगे? आप सहमत नहीं है गडकरी? चला प्लीज, कम ऑन प्लीज। साइड हो जाए, और अपनी अब्बल भाई केवल आगे हो जाइए।
All right, when posed with the question whether Yashwant Sinha has asked for nomination papers, the party stalwart LK Advani said only one thing. Right now, he would not want to comment. Let's bring in our managing editor at this point of time, Rahul Kambal, on the phone line with us. Rahul, LK Advani saying there that abhi kuch nahi. Right now, I don't want to comment. Is comment enough?
Absolutely. Mr. Advani has been cut up for the last several months. He feels that the RSS is riding upshot over the BJP, dictating to them what the BJP should do. He hasn't been comfortable with this arrangement. He believes that yes, the BJP draws its support from the RSS, but is an independent entity in its own right, and he doesn't want the BJP to be completely dependent on the RSS. For the RSS, especially for Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, Nitin Gadkari is a matter of prestige. He believes that the stories against Gadkari have been planted by vested interests inside the BJP, that the case against Gadkari is not strong enough. He's been convinced about that, which is why he's bashing on regardless for Gadkari. But in the public esteem, the BJP has become a laughing stock over the issue of Mr. Gadkari. The fact is, here's the leader against whom charges have been leveled. Whether those charges stand in a court of law or not, the fact is he's been tainted. And because he's been tainted and because corruption has been the primary issue for the BJP would have been expected to take a higher moral ground, which they are failing to do so. And therefore showing that they are not any different from the Congress or from the UP. It's a very tricky situation for the BJP, which is forming at this time. And you've got the Congress on the other hand, their leaders calling us and saying, see what a smooth transition we had, how well organized we are, and see the mess that the BJP finds itself.
Rahul, is it worth it? Is it worth it for the RSS to put its weight behind Nitin Gadkari at this point of time where there is enough to take the sheen off the second presidential term?
That's a very important question because, for example, Rajnath Singh is a hardcore RSS pracharak. The RSS likes him as well. It isn't as if Nitin Gadkari is the only option. There are others too who the RSS could pick. But as I said, this has now become a matter of prestige. It's come down to egos. The egos of one camp led by Mohan Bhagwat on the first side, who planned a particular transition where they amended the constitution, wanted to give Nitin Gadkari a second term, saw him seeing through the BJP till 2014, fighting the elections in an agenda dictated by the RSS. That was the grand strategy. Suddenly, the RSS believes somebody planted these stories, ruined their party. Therefore, they don't want Nitin Gadkari to go because that would mean that the RSS has been checkmated. And that's something which Mohan Bhagwat and the others are not prepared to accept. But I can also tell you, and I've been speaking to senior people in the RSS, that there is a second thought there's a second line of thought as well, that the Mohan Bhagwat line of thought is not the only thought. And they're talking even now. They're seeing these stories. They're talking even now. And the situation is very, very fluid. All of it happening behind the scenes. And we've got our correspondents tracking all the latest developments for our viewers.